This is a flying island, made in vanilla Minecraft with no mods and no hacks. And if you know anything about Minecraft, you know I'm lying, because that is impossible, but also cool. And you know what? Yeah, in vanilla Minecraft, that is impossible. Unless you're in 24W14 Potato, the Potato April Fool's update for 2024. The Poisonous Potato update adds a bunch of different items. All of these items are all unique to the Potato update, but we only need 4. The Poisonous Polytra, the Lashing Potato, the Flotato, and the Flotator. Now before I go into my journey on how I started a new world and made this in survival, I want to tell you what all these things are so that you know what I'm doing. The first item is the Poisonous Polytra. Now, this is probably the most basic item. It basically just works exactly like an Elytra, except you can find it in the Potato dimension, and you can craft it. All you need to craft it are 4 Phantom Membranes, and then 1 Poisonous Potato. And honestly, that's a really easy crafting recipe. Now, by itself, the Elytra actually isn't that helpful, because I didn't have the time to set up a gunpowder farm. Actually, I did, but I was lazy. So, instead, I need something to help me move around. That's where the Lashing Potato comes in handy. The Lashing Potato is essentially just a grappling hook. Basically, I can grapple onto things, and then let go whenever I need to. Now, by itself, it's already pretty good. Not only can you grapple onto basically all surfaces as long as they're close enough to you, and this thing can grapple onto some pretty far surfaces. Okay, horrible example. But when paired with the Elytra, you can go super fast. Faster than firework rockets. So yeah, obviously the Lashing Potato is really good for movement, especially in the Potato dimension, because the Potato dimension looks really weird. It actually looks something like this. And I know, it looks really crazy, but also really cool at the same time. So, being able to move around like this makes it a lot easier. Now those 2 things are just for movement. Those are things I basically have to get pretty frequently, because they break pretty fast, but we don't need them. They're just really helpful. It saved like 10 hours of walking. There are 2 things that we actually do need. The Flotato is the first of them. You can tell, I can just place this block mid-air wherever I want to. It's also really good for clutching. I can just place it below me so I don't fall. Now again, technically we don't need that, it just makes it 10 times easier. The one thing that we do need from this update is the Flotator. You may have actually already seen this, but essentially what it does is it makes any blocks attached to it move forward, very smoothly too. Now, you also can't break any of these blocks or interact with any of these blocks. So, making a flying machine is a lot more complicated than just having 4 Flotators on each side. Another thing about the Flotator is that it can only move 32 blocks. And 32 blocks sounds like a lot, but this is the biggest that we can make our flying machine. Any more blocks, and it would be too much. But, you know, this is still a pretty big thing. It's just, I wanted my island to be bigger, so I had to, like, reinvent redstone. I'm not joking when I say that, I actually did reinvent redstone. But I'll just show you. Now that I added that 1 block, it refuses to move. Like, it'll turn on, you can see it turn red, but it won't move forward because it's too many blocks. And that's honestly not big enough to make a flying island. So, in order to do that, I had to make this. I know, it looks like an absolute monstrosity to all of mankind, and why would I ever need to do it? Well, that's because if I have it like this, I can make the island this big. I actually could have made it bigger if I wanted to, but I can only extend it out this way. It's a really complicated thing. I'll get into it later in the video. I actually made a whole tutorial for this too. I'm not posting it though. You guys don't get it that easy. This video needs to get like, I don't know, 50k views for that to happen. And as much as I do want to show you how it works right now, that'd be a spoiler. Also, I need you guys to keep watching the video. Now that I've showed you all of that stuff, you're probably bored of waiting, so let's get into my 3rd attempt. And yes, I say 3rd, the first 2 attempts didn't record. The first few minutes of my playthrough didn't even record, so sorry about that, but all I did was get a boat, travel to a mushroom island, and I mean a really big mushroom island, and then find the Poisonous Potato portal, which led me to the Poisonous Potato dimension, which put me here. That sounds silly, but poisonous potatoes are... Are you kidding? Yeah, I think that's a valid response. Are we joking, or are we being serious? We're just spawning me in the middle of nowhere. Is there... maybe on the other side? No, yeah, we're... This game hates me. Oh, that's not even it. That's just a mini... Oh my god. It's just a mini island. Oh my god, I genuinely thought I was cooked there. Now, something you might be curious about is why I didn't just go back into the overworld and get a bunch of dirt. Well, if you were thinking that, you were smarter than me, because I absolutely could have done that. But instead, I decided to break apart everything I had and then make it a bridge. Luckily though, it did work out, and I was able to find some potato iron, which is basically just iron, but you can mine it with a hoe instead of a pickaxe, and I was able to smelt that down into a sword and shield. And then after that, my main priority was just getting some food, which in a dimension made out of potatoes isn't very hard to do. Sadly though, not only was I spawned in the middle of the void, but I was also spawned at the very bottom of the world, which made going around it extremely difficult. So my first goal was just to get up to the top so that I could actually look around and see what was near me. I was looking for two things, a village and this biome. This biome is home to some of those like little guardian things, but if they were smaller and every time you attacked them, you got the withering effect. And as if that wasn't bad enough, they spawn in a biome that poisons you whenever you touch water, and yes, that includes rain. And all of that just to get the lashing potato, which I'll be referring to as the grappling hook because it's just so much easier to say. Let's go! Whee! Okay, that was actually really fast. Basically, you can glide around with the elytra. I'm going to turn my render distance down a bit now. And then you can glide around with the elytra, and then you can grab onto things with this, and you just get, like, you look at that, you get some crazy airtime. So... now we just have to get a bunch of flotato blocks. So there's two reasons on why I'm getting so many flotatoes. The first reason is because once our ship starts moving, the only way to stop it is by, like, if it runs into a block. And since we can't place anything on our ship, we need to be able to place something midair. And we can place the flotato in midair. The main reason we need to find a village, here we go, is because, one, it'll bring you to a village in the overworld too. And we need redstone. Sweet. Okay. Boop. And back in we go. This will actually teleport us to a village. And no matter where we go, this will always be the village that we get teleported to. Always. Like, from every single spawn point ever. And here we are. Now, one of the things to make a float-tato is you need a hot potato. And the funny thing about a hot potato, it's hot, and it works exactly like a normal hot potato does. Where I make it, and I burn alive. And it burns me faster and faster, so I don't know if it actually works like that when I'm in the water. So that's the first thing I want to test. I want to get back to full health, and I want to have it in the water. See if it's still a hot potato or if it's just like a lukewarm potato. Yep, still a hot potato. Definitely still a hot potato. Boom! There's a flotator right there. After I made my first flotator, I got a bunch more, and then I made this. Okay, my wrist is actually starting to hurt from playing. We got like the first 5 thrusters down, which is really good. So we could start using it to go up, down, left, and right. But right now, I don't know how comfortable I feel doing that. Oh, yeah, we rising, boys. Then we place that. And then we stop. And then we break that. And then, where are we going next? We going over the village? Woo! Okay. We moving. Yo, this island gonna be crazy. Now, this was actually the original design that I made before I realized that a flotator could only move 32 blocks. So that's when I went on my learning spree and I made a bunch of stuff, reinvented redstone. I made a tutorial for it. I'd actually really like to make a video talking about the creative process on how I made it, because this took like 20 hours to, design and create. Also, I know if I do that, this video is going to go on for 30 minutes and then half of you guys are going to leave. So if you want the tutorial, I guess just get this video to 50k views like I said at the start. But if you want me to actually make a video on my creative process and how I went through that and a montage of all that stuff, I guess just make it the most liked comment or something like that. If there's a comment with like 1,000 likes that says we want a video talking about it, I don't know, I'll make it. I'm bored, I don't have much to do. And I guess now's a good time to talk about this project, which took me 40 hours, and it would really mean a lot if you would like and subscribe. It would take 2 buttons just to push this video out to so many other people, maybe get some bigger content creator attraction, I don't know, maybe. You're the decider of that. And also, just as the maker of this video, I want to thank you for watching up to 10 minutes, because I feel like not enough content creators do that anymore. They just wait until the 3-hour mark, which, yes, some videos are 3 hours now. Absolutely diabolical, I know. And also, I could have made this video 3 hours long. I very easily could have done that. I am briefing this down to 16 minutes for you guys, or something like that. I don't know. I'm only editing to like the 10-minute mark right now. I'm gonna try to make this video under 30 minutes, because I feel like no one should have to watch something for more than 3 hours just to see an end result. That's Minecraft related. I think if you're watching a history channel, that makes perfectly fine sense. Anyways, I'm going on a rant. Let's get back to whatever I was saying. That's right. We just got all the flotators that we need, and now we're back at our spawn island and making the actual design. The one problem with making the actual design is that I didn't have a basis. Because again, I made this design entirely by myself. It's not like I have any tutorial to go by, which is why I made myself my own tutorial, which is also very informal. It's horrible, honestly. But you can follow it along enough to the point that you can make your own machine. If you're wondering why I didn't use a mod like Lightmatica, it's because I'm using such a specific version of Minecraft that there's no fabric launcher for it that also has Lightmatica. Like, you could get fabric for this, but you don't have Lightmatica. Lightmatica doesn't have a 2024 potato update version, which makes sense. They're not going to make a version for that. But it did make me have to be more creative, and honestly, I think that's a good thing. Anyways, here's a montage of me actually building the island, which are the main component. And then okay, we only need 4 more flotators. Is this all we need? I think it is. Alright, let's go get this final flotate. What? Did it load out again? Did it do that? Huh. Got my eye on you. Thank you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Slime out your enemies before they can slime you out. Alright, tight. Hey, there we go. You know what? That does look pretty similar to what the final version should look like. Now the only problem is I forgot where I left off. Okay, clutch. What I'm worried about is that I mess this up and then I have to rebuild this entire thing. Well, we finished about half of the build today. Half of the engine build. So, I think I'm going to call it here. It's 6 a.m. No, I didn't wake up early. I don't wake up at 5 a.m. I couldn't fall asleep. I think it's called like insomnia or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. We did it. Okay, we need to get some more flotatos. Do we? No, we need wood. We can just get wood. After I finished making the model, I made a copy of the world and then went into creative mode to test it and make sure that it worked. And unsurprisingly, it failed. And it failed a lot. But eventually, I figured out the issue. I had just messed up a few repeaters. And then after that, we were back on the road. And then after that, I was able to fly it. On the actual world. I'm FaceTiming my friend, bro. I gotta show him this. In the potato update, there's flotators. No mods or anything. You can't even get mods for this version. And it moves all 4 directions and you can stop it. Come on, say something for the camera. Bro, I need like the fans to be entertained or something. Okay, we're stopping it. Dude, that is so cool. Okay. And the chest works. Oh my god. Okay. Dude. We did it! Okay, now all we need to do is decorate it, and I'm actually excited for that. Oh, if only he knew the torture he was about to face. I'm not joking when I say it took 12 hours to get Silk Touch. And if you're asking, hey Chroniclist, why'd you even have to get Silk Touch? That's because I wanted grass on my island, and the only way to do that was by Silk Touch or by killing an Enderman who had a grass block. I was not ready to kill Enderman, so instead I took 12 hours to get Silk Touch. That is half of a day. Half of a real life day. All of that time just sitting in a little hole, killing zombies, and enchanting a pickaxe over and over again. I'm going to show you the footage of when I got Silk Touch. Oh my god! I had it paused! There's a Silk Touch! No! It's a Silk Touch book. I don't have iron. So either I keep re-rolling like this until I get Silk Touch on my pickaxe. No, because then I can get an Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 3, and Silk Touch. Okay. Oh, I hate this game! And besides that, it was pretty smooth sailing. I got all the grass that I needed, and made the base platform for the flying machine. And yes, this was on a test world, don't worry, I didn't use creative. Then after that, I started building on the actual island, and making things like my animal farm, tree farm, and house. My building options are pretty limited with this, because in this update, whenever the flotators move things, if you place a furnace or a chest, or really anything that you can use, it breaks. That's why I had to use chest minecarts, because those would just run with the machine instead of breaking. The only other 2 things that I could use were the anvil and the crafting table, but while it's moving, you can't interact with either, so it's kinda useless. And then all that was left to do was place some stone blocks. Wait a minute, I'm not doing a voiceover of this, I'm actually in the game. After that, I was officially done building my island, and now I think it's time that I give you guys a tour of it. Here's the tree farm. I know, it's not much, it's just a bunch of spruce saplings put near each other. Here's the animal farm. We of course have 2 of every important mob. We have the chickens, the sheep, the pigs, and the cows. And then, over here, oh my god, this is crazy, I haven't been on this world in a while. We have my house. You can come down here into the basement. This is kind of like the lounge area, I guess, I don't know. Again, my building options were really limited, so I couldn't do much with this whole area. It's mainly just like a place to hang out, I guess. Stay away from phantoms. And then, you guys haven't seen this, the control room. This is a mashed potato block. You get it like when you fall. It's kind of hard to get. I'm not going to explain it. Basically, it gives you the sticky effect, so I can jump down here, not take fall damage, but also just climb back up. Like I ascend, it gives you the sticky effect. Don't ask me how it works. I don't know. The Mojang developers did that. This is the console. Basically, you press whatever button you want to go in whatever direction you want. Don't ask why I have so many crafting tables. Okay, I'm not good about keeping track of crafting tables. I just place one every 5 seconds. And this is what I was talking about with the minecarts with chests. I've got a minecart with chest here. That's junk. This is like wood stuff. This is redstone related stuff. And then this is like also random stuff, but slightly more important randomness. I don't know. Anyways, let's go this direction. Good to know it still works. And if you're asking why all of the redstone's breaking, it's not breaking. For some reason, redstone can be duplicated with this, and that's how I got so much redstone. But yeah, this is my flying island, and I guess if you made it to this point, I want to thank you for watching again. If you listened to my rant, you already know that I said thanks for watching up until that point, but whatever. And if you guys want a tutorial, I don't know, 50,000 views, maybe I'll post it. I will post it if it gets 50,000 views. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, you guys know, oh my god. Let's just, more F5, yep, Just even more F5 movements. Okay. Now that you guys probably just had an aneurysm, if you guys have watched my channel, you know my one thing that I always do. At the end of the video, I just jump off a mountain and say "wee." But I already did that. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to look in the footage real quick. Let me find it. Okay, if you're still watching this, that means I was too lazy to look for it and find it, so I'm going to do it myself. Wee! Okay, I've actually got to stop the island now. Oh, crap! No, no, no! Did I just break the island? Did I just break the island? This is probably the most chronicalist thing I've ever done. Oh my god, it still works. Wait, I didn't break it. I didn't break it! Yay! We did it!